So this part I'm just going to talk about the regression progression that I'm going to have for the league, and we're going to actually do like a random number generator for the draft class strength. So for progression QBs, I'm going to have it 80 because what I took into account is letting this league go for 5+ years, but also kind of thinking realistically how players develop and regress. So QBs are going to be at 80. Wide receivers are going to be at 80. Tackles are going to be at 80. More of the skill positions. Defensive ends, well, alright, let me go one by one and then kind of explain. QBs at 80 because I don't want everyone having OP QBs, and it takes a little for QBs, some of them, to develop. Halfbacks 140 because a lot of them, are good really quick, but then, obviously they die down. Tight ends 110. And by the way, the normal is 100, so everything's going to be compared to 100. Wide receivers at 80. Fullbacks we didn't touch. Tackles at 80. Guards and center. Well, guards at 100. Centers at 120. That's also because I want to make centers more useful to develop. Defensive ends are at 80. D tackles 90. Middle linebackers 120 because not many people use middle linebackers in general. And in Madden, obviously you're going to put DBs at safety. DBs at sub LB. So this is to make people use linebackers a little more. Offense, outside linebackers 80. The rush positions. Cornerbacks 80. Free safeties 110 and strong safeties 110. They're not as useful, popular. The progression. So 20 is staying at 100 because 21 is at 110. 22 is at 110. It's going to gradually go up towards like your prime. So 23 is 130. 24 is 140. That's probably the best time of you hitting your prime. 25 is 140. Then it's slowly going to go down, but it's still good because like 26 is 130, 27 is 130. So it's still above the 100. You have to compare it to the 100, not just look at it going down. 28 is 120, 29 is 110. Then it plateaus at like 30 for 100. And then 31 is 90, and then it starts going down. 32 is 80, 70 for 33, 34, 50, and then 35 plus 30. Now we get to regression. QBs is 70, as they last longer in the league. Halfbacks 200, we all know why. Halfbacks are out of the league by like 28, when you're age 28. Tight ends 130, they take a little more toll because they have to block, go for passes, all that. Wide receivers 110, fullbacks 100, we just touched. We didn't really touch. Tackles, guards, and centers all at 70. One, because they're not as popular in Madden, make them more useful. But also because there's a lot of them that are still in, like 30 plus, are still in the league and doing well. And then for defense, defensive ends 80, defensive tackles 120, middle linebackers 70 for that reason because people use them more. Outside linebackers 100, cornerbacks 130, skill position. Free safety and strong safety at 90. And then the ages, 26 is 60. This is regression. So the lower the regression, the slower they'll regress. So basically. So 60 for 26, 70 for 27, 70 for 28. So they shouldn't be really regressing. 29 is 90. Then it picks up. 30 is 110. 31, 110. 32, 130. 33, 140. 34, 170. And then 35 plus is 200. I think that's all. Okay. Showed you that. Now, this is what we're going to do. So, in the depth chart, in the draft class strength, there's, QBs, running backs. I'll tell you each one. Each one can be set at very weak, normal, strong, very strong. And 1's going to be very weak and 5's going to be very strong. What I'm going to set is there can be 2 max very strong. 2 max very strong, 2 max strong. So everything's not OP. So we're going to do for QBs first. So we're going to generate, and whatever that is QBs. I hit it, that's 5. So QBs is going to be very strong. Next, 4 for running backs is strong. Next, 2, wide receivers is weak. Next, for tight ends, 2. So tight ends are going to be weak. This is for tackles. 1, so very weak for tackles. Okay, interior offensive line, very weak. This is for defensive ends, very strong. So that's it, no more very strong. Interior defensive line, this is strong. So there can't be any more strong or very strong. So it's going to be cornerbacks, safeties, kickers, punters. Okay, this is for cornerbacks until I get 3 or less. Okay, so cornerbacks is going to be weak. Safeties, they're going to be normal. Kickers, normal. Punters, normal. Wait, punters is going to be weak. Okay, that's it. That's all we done. Alright, so to go over, quarterbacks is going to be very strong. Running backs is going to be strong. Wide receivers is going to be weak. Tight ends are going to be weak. Tackles, very weak. Interior offensive line, very weak. Defensive ends, very strong. Interior defensive line, normal. Linebackers are strong. Cornerbacks are weak. Safeties are normal. Kickers are normal. Punters are weak. Alright, there we go.